Hi, this is Jesse McHale, and I'd like to teach you how to make a yeast risen donut. This is my audience, my mom and dad. I'm going to start with my introduction, which is things you don't really think of when you're making a donut. Every morning I wake up around 2 o'clock and I go to work to make donuts before 8 for 2 locations that our store has. And it takes about 5 to 6 hours from start to finish to make a donut. I will walk you through these basic steps, how to make a yeast risen donut, something that I do every day. There's 3 steps really. There's making the dough, which is just combining all your ingredients and mixing it together and kneading it, which is the first step, and then proofing, which is the step where the yeast grows, where it eats sugars and ferments and lets out alcohols. And then the last step is turning in the proof dough into a fried pastry and icing it. Like I said, making a donut takes about 5 hours from start to finish, and we're going to go through the first step, which is making the dough. Attached I gave you a recipe, which is a really good recipe that I found. I've been working on a few. It's actually from my book from culinary school. It has a lot of fat in it, which gives it the really texture, the airy texture on the inside. After you make a dough from combining all the ingredients, like we said, you have to knead the dough to get the gluten to form, which takes about 5 to 7 minutes. And what you have to give your donut time to rise. So I usually, when I'm making donuts, after I roll them out and cut them, I put them on top of the oven to proof, which yeast rises from in a temperature, like a warm temperature. That's why I always choose the oven, just to stick on top and kind of forget about it for a couple hours and let it rise. Yeast is a one-celled fungus, and this is a quote from my pastry book as well. When yeast releases carbon dioxide gas during bread making, the gas becomes trapped in the dough's gluten network. The trapped gas leavens the bread, providing the desired rise in texture. Also, after you make the dough, let it proof the first time. You have to roll it out and cut it, and then it has to go through a second proofing time because you just let out all the air. So after you cut the donuts, it proofs for about another 30 minutes before you can fry them. National Donut Day is this next month, June 1st. So next time when you see a donut, just kind of think about all the time and care that has been put towards that little pastry you're enjoying. Probably the best part about this whole process is the frying and glazing part. It's kind of seeing the dough that you've been working with, and you get to be creative. And every week we have a donut of the week at Station 400 where I work, and this week we're doing a strawberry lemonade, which the possibilities are endless with donuts. After the second proofing time, you take the donut and fry it in a fryer. They have donut fryers that are really expensive, so we just use our regular fryer at 375 degrees, and then you flip them with a skewer or just some kind of fork or something. And to make the glaze, you can use whatever liquid you want. You could use fruit juices, maple syrup, and just powdered sugar. Mix it together, and then you have your glaze, and then you get to decorate. As you have learned that making donuts are a very time-consuming, complex process. The next time you take a bite into a donut, think about these steps: the mixing, proofing, and decorating, about how much time and who woke up that early to make you a donut.